Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Shelley's Kitchen. Today we're actually going to make sauteed squash and zucchini. And as I'm preparing this, I actually want to talk with you a little bit about some of the medicinal advantages to using some of the ingredients like garlic and olive oil. You know, it's my hope when I put this whole thing together, and I had some really good friends of mine today, Kim and Lance, giving a shout out to you today. They said, oh, we're watching your cooking show, and it kind of took me by surprise. It's like, wow, I didn't know I had a cooking show. But really my hope is when I labeled this that I wanted it to be delicious, healthy, and simple, was that in fact you would learn some things about healthy eating and also ways to make eating or cooking simpler so that we'll do more of it. So as I mentioned, we're going to saute squash and zucchini. And to get started, what I'm going to do is turn my heat on medium. And one of the things that you'll notice with a lot of the things that I cook is that I do use a lot of garlic and I use a lot of olive oil. So I want to talk a little bit about those properties as we get this kind of started. So let me first, I'm putting in just about a teaspoon of garlic, and you all might be saying, oh my God, that's so much garlic. When I tell you about some of the properties, you're going to appreciate that. And then for the olive oil, as you can see, I have a gigantic size because I use a lot of it. So you're just going to pour enough in here really to kind of cover the base of the bottom of your pan. And I'm just going to stir around the olive oil as so. And then I'm going to add my squash and zucchini. So I actually had some zucchini this is yellow squash that I cut up so you can get some fresh kind, which I highly recommend. And for those of you that are on the East Coast, this is kind of the time and season for squash and zucchini. We actually grew some in our garden, but maybe you didn't get to grow them in your garden. Publix actually has a nice little package. It's a mixture of squash, zucchini, and onions, which are the things that I use. So we've got some, I just have a little extra squash there. We're going to add some more, make the pan nice and full. And then what we're going to do is add our seasoning. So just a dash of pepper, like so. And then a little bit of salt. Just as you can see, I'm sprinkling it lightly. And again, I like using the iodized sea salt to mine. But again, if you have dietary restrictions, make sure you follow that. And I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil just on the top. Now, one of the things I realized I forgot to get was my lid. So let me get my lid out. And we'll put this on top and we'll let it do its thing. So while this is cooking, and again, usually most of the things that I share with you, it's prepared by the end of the video. But while this is cooking, let's talk a little bit about both garlic and olive oil. So garlic, interestingly enough, most of us know of Hippocrates. He was considered one of the ancient physicians. And in ancient times, for the treatment of a lot of medical conditions, he would actually recommend garlic. If you go online and search garlic and the benefits of garlic, one of the things that you're going to learn about it is that it actually is known to reduce the length of a cold. So if you have a cold or a flu and you consume garlic, it helps to reduce the length of a cold. It also is known to reduce blood pressure and the bad cholesterol. So your LDLs, it's also been known to reduce that. So, and I genetically am predisposed to high cholesterol. Good for me. My HDLs, the good cholesterol, are usually over the top, so it helps to balance out the LDLs. But overall, it's still a little high, so this is something that I always keep in my diet to make sure it stays at a healthy rate. So those are, again, some of the benefits to the garlic. The olive oil, likewise, has a lot of nutritional values. And, you know, it's one of those omega-9 fatty acids that we actually need to get in our diet. And I know for myself, at one point in time, I was on this low-fat kick. And what I didn't realize was that I was not getting enough of the good fat. And you need good fat because guess what? The fat and the oil helps to moisturize your skin. And I saw a dramatic difference in the dryness of my skin. It became more, you know, moist and more normal just by adding some of the good fat. So I tend to cook a lot with olive oil. But olive oil also is known to help balance your cholesterol, your HDLs, and your LDLs. So a lot of great things, and you'll notice as you continue to follow that I cook a lot with garlic. Almost everything starts with garlic and a little olive oil. So with that, I think that we've given our vegetables enough time now to simmer. So we're going to now just toss them a little bit. And it smells really good with the mixture of garlic and the onion. It's smelling really good. It's looking really good. And you don't really have to cook this for very long. Part of the trick, actually, is keeping the lid on. So I'm just going to toss it a little bit more. And quite honestly, it's another one of those things that you want to keep it on based upon the texture that you like. Some people like their vegetables a little crunchy, some like them, you know, cooked a little more. I just recommend don't overcook it because we don't want to lose the great nutrients that you find in zucchini and in squash. And there are a whole bunch of things we could say. Similar properties with onion, you'll find with garlic, but just look absolutely delicious. And so this is actually just about ready, believe it or not. The trick to getting this going and cooking it as fast as it does is actually keeping the lid on. So I'm just going to turn it a little bit, and then I'm going to give you a little show. And as I said, you cook it as long as you want to, but this is looking quite delicious. So I'll give you a quick look. This is sauteed squash and zucchini with onion, with garlic and olive oil, a touch of salt and pepper, and it's quite delicious. So thank you for tuning in. Please remember, share the video on your Facebook page. Help someone else who you're interested in helping from a dietary standpoint, and also being able to eat something that tastes good. So delicious, healthy, and simple. Until next time, bye-bye.